Hello, hello, welcome. Seems like Sunday is coming around just so fast. I trust that you guys had a great weekend thus far, and I want to give you something to start your week off um, in high gear. All right? So, welcome to Sunday's Best. And if you have paid yourself this week, go ahead and put up your dollar sign right now. Very important, very important. We're going to do a brief review. And again, this week, we will be off within 30 minutes. And how many of you are we're enjoying the spring, early spring, and then we got a little cold weather in there the last couple of days. But how many of you just grateful to be here and grateful for the sunshine whenever we can get it? I know I am. All right. So as they say, the old folks say, it's good to be in the number. Last week, well, this is the last session on Women's Month. And, we've been talking about women, wealth, wisdom, and work. And so tonight, after we do a review, we will be, again, talking about women in the workplace. And it's going to be an interesting twist, women in the workplace. But last week, encourage men to also listen to Sunday's Best, because a lot of times I have things for family. I have things that you can do with your spouse or significant others. And I will be sharing some other things other than just women's issue, family issues, family relation improvement, ways to improve family relations. And to those of you who don't know, I was married for 53 years. So I think I can tell you a few things about life. And I've been in real estate now. Within the next couple of weeks, I'll be in real estate 36 weeks. Have children, grandchildren, great grandchildren. So there's a lot that we can share. But this week, we're wrapping up Women's Month. And I know everybody appreciates a woman. We're just unique. We're made like that. And you're either a mother, a wife, a sister, a auntie, a grandmother, you name it. Women can wear that hat. So last week we talked about wisdom. And we said there are 5 types of people that you just can't help. And so I offered some insights to the benefits of being able to discern when you can help a person and when you need to pull back. And so, a lot of times when you're trying to help somebody, your head gets bitten off, or your hand, or your feeling gets hurt because you're trying to help and they think that you're trying to hurt. And so we have to use wisdom. And when a person that you're trying to help show you that they don't need your help or won't take your advice, as they say, shake the dirt off your feet and move on. And wisdom will tell you that you do have a choice. You have a choice. And I'll tell you, when you find out that a person is not loyal, that they're a hater, that they're toxic, if they have snake tendencies, you don't have to stick around and see the shedded skin from the snake to know that a snake has been there. If they've got the tendencies, beware. All right? So you got to know when enough is enough. But the 5 type of people that you can't help are the people who need help but don't know it. They're still blind. You can't help people who know they need help but they don't want it now. You can't help people who don't want it yet. You can't help people who don't want it from you, no matter how hard you try, no matter how you wrap it up. Um, and a lot of times you'll find it where they say a prophet is not welcome in his own town. You'll find that local people, they don't even do business with some people that they should do business with. They don't take advice from certain people, especially if they're familiar with the person. They think that that person doesn't know it. But if somebody comes to town selling the same dream, selling the same products, they'll believe them because they're out of town. They'll patronize them because they're out of town. So you can't help people who don't want it from you. So don't try to force feed people. Number 5, you can't help people who don't want to do what it takes to get help. So those are 5 types of people. And the sooner that you figure out and make your decision, then you can go on to do bigger and better things. And we talked about wisdom, the wisdom of King Solomon. He's one of the wisest men in the Bible, also one of the wealthiest, but he did some foolish things. But he wrote the Proverbs, which are my favorite, Songs of Solomon, Psalms, the book of Psalms, and Ecclesiastes. And then we had Queen Sheba, who was known to be very wise. And so she journeyed over 1,200 miles to meet or to talk with King Solomon to test his wisdom and knowledge. All right? So that's what we talked about last week. And as we share each week, I hope that at least something that I share or something that someone else shares at the end by typing it in the chat will make a difference in your life. That's what I'm here for, to make impact, to share, and to make a difference. So now we're going to talk about gifts and talents, okay? And you should know what your gifts and talents are. Just like in network marketing, they say that you should always be prepared with an elevated speech, meaning you don't have to think about what you do. You don't have to think about who you are. Just getting on the elevator with somebody, riding from the first floor to the second, third, fourth, fifth, even 10th floor, you should be able to introduce yourself, ask them who they are, and tell them what you do. So you should be that familiar with your gifts and talents. Who are you? Really, who are you? And are you showing the world who you are? Are you showing gratitude for how you made? So I took some time today to write some questions. I didn't do a lot of research, a lot of questions. And before I did the questions, I thought about it and I kind of asked myself, who am I? What are my skills? What am I good at? You know? And so I came up with quite a few things. And I'm sure you can too. I came up with some things that, you know what? I can use some improvement there. And I came up with some other things and I said, I got that. You know, I've been doing that a long time. And I think I could teach somebody else how to do it. And so that makes me feel really good that I can ask the question that I can also answer. And when it comes to your purpose, your gifts, and your talents, I started with myself today. My name is Nancy Elaine. Okay, a lot of people call me Elaine. A lot of people call me Lane. And then others call me Nancy or Miss Johnson. And so my name means full of grace and shining light. Full of grace and shining light. And I'd like to think that I live up to my name. I'm grateful that I'm equipped and made the way that I am, and that I appreciate the gifts that the Lord has given to me, and I unwrap them I tap them, and I share them. So it says that the purpose of gifts and talents, God has entrusted us with certain resources. Certain resources. Mine are not the same as yours. Yours are not the same as mine. But together we're better. So God has entrusted us with certain resources, gifts, and abilities. Our responsibility is to live by that trust that and manage what He's given us well, according to His design and desire. And so, knowing who you are, knowing your gifts, are very, very, very important. So tonight, we're going to start off by talking a little bit more tonight about work. And I want you to type in, if you're still working, put in how many years you've been working and still working. If you're retired, put in the number of years that you did work before you retired. So that's just two things you're doing. If you're still working, how many years have you been working? If you're retired, how many years have you retired? All right. Your gifts and talents. As you know, I've had a young lady that I've been telling you about, Avatar, named Diamond. And I'm going to refer to Diamond quite a bit because either you are where Diamond was, or either you were where Diamond is, or you may find yourself where she is, or you've already passed that stage of your life. You know, we live and we go through seasons. And you got spring that's followed by summer. Then you got summer that's followed by fall. And then you have winter that follows fall. And so we're not all at the same place at the same time. We all have our seasons. And Diamond, again, working woman, worked on a job nearly 20 years, and started to think, who am I? What am I doing in this season of my life? Have I done the right things? Or how can I put myself on a correction track to do the things that are going to matter in the fall and the winter season of my life? Women, working women, women that have worked it, women that have wisdom about how to work it. That's what we're talking about tonight. So women, I'm asking, what are your gifts? Are you using them? Do you show appreciation for the gifts and the talents that you have been resourced with? Are you giving it all you got? What's the value of your gift? And remember that one. That's number 5. Remember the value. What is the value of your gifts? Are you collecting income from your gifts? What's your time worth? If you are working, do you think you're being overpaid or underpaid? Are you standing behind your gifts? Or are you hiding? Are you standing in front of your gifts? Or are you hiding behind your gifts? Big question. Are you leasing your gifts to your employer? This goes with number 5. What's the value of your gift? Are you leasing your gifts to your employer? Are you signing a lease to perfect your gifts for your employer? Or in this season where everybody is saying it's the great resignation, where they're saying, take this job and shove it, or I don't have to do this, or I don't have to do it at this price. What is your value? You know, I'm in real estate. And when you sign a rental lease, you put your name on it. You make a commitment. The landlord tells you how much you're worth to them as a tenant in terms of dollars and cents for rent, and you agree to pay it. So, are you leasing your gifts, or do you own your gifts? If you own your gifts and you're thinking about the great resignation, or you're thinking about opening up your own business, then you got something to work with. But if you, on your elevator speech, you just say, I work for XYZ company, and you don't say what you do, the person gets off the elevator. They don't know a lot about you. They know that there's a company called XYZ or ABC, and the person on the elevator, John or Mary Doe, works there. But you haven't given them your elevator speech. You haven't told them about your gifts and your talents, because you know what? They can have a job offer for you. They can have an opportunity for you. But they don't know what your worth is or what you think it is. They don't know what it is that you bring to the universe. So think about it this way. Why do I work? Why do I work? What if you had to punch a clock? And I meant to total this up, but somebody will total it up for me. And you went to that job for 5 years, but just for the person who's going to do the numbers for me, let's just say you showed up to the same job, got off the same elevator 30 years because you signed a leasing contract that I'm going to work for you. And until and unless you get the pink slip, or until and unless you retire, you're on lease. Your gifts are on lease. And you're only going to do as much with the gifts as in the job description. You're not going to explore the rest of your gifts, or how good, or whether you got gifts that you haven't even tapped into. So, 50 weeks, 30 years. I want somebody to tell me how many days that is at the end. And what if, when you get off that elevator, every single day, there's a stand sitting there, and it has a beautiful box, and it's wrapped in beautiful paper, and it's tied, not tied down so nobody won't take it. It's tied with beautiful ribbon, and it has a beautiful big bow on it. And you go in and out that door all of your work life, and you never open that box. No one else ever opens that box because they think maybe it belongs to you and that you should open it. And so what if you are the person that God has equipped with all kind of gifts, but what you need to sharpen that axe is in that box, and you've been passing by that box all of your work life? Are you like saying, God, I know you gave me something, but I don't have the time to look for it. I don't have the time to unwrap it. I don't have the time to tap into it. So I'm going, or like with the talents, you said it was so pretty that I felt like I would mess the paper up if I opened it. So I left it right there. It was there when I went for my interview. It was there every day when I went to the job. And when they gave me the pink slip, I think it was still there. So that's an example. So I ask you, why do we work and not use our gifts? Our gifts can make our job easier. Our gifts can make extra streams of income for us. Our gifts can help other people. Imagine if we're all uniquely designed and we all were put on the potter's wheel separately. When we come together, what is it that we could not do? And you know my slogan for the year, you can do it. And I think a lot of people are not doing it because they are not tapping into their gifts. Would a carpenter show up without tools? I think not. Would a salon owner open the door and not have any products? I don't think so. Would a mechanic come to work on a car with no tools? No. Would a restaurant owner open the door, pass out a menu, and not having any food in any of the products or supplies that they need to cook a meal? I don't think so. So when you go to work and you say, this job isn't what I really want in life, you need to know what you want. And what comes with knowing what you want is, what do I have already, and what do I need to get more of in order to be successful? Now, we finished Black History Month. We almost finished Women's Month. Think about the people that you've talked about in the last 60 days who have been successful. And I want you to first think about, what's the first skill or first talent you think they have? Think about Tyler Perry. What do you think his talent is? Think about Jay-Z. Think about Michael Jordan, Tiger Woods, Oprah, your favorite artists. What are they good at? You know mainly one thing, but I'll bet you most of the people that I just named are also good business manager, or they're good at surrounding themselves with people who are going to help them protect their asset. All right? So, your gifts and your talents. Know what your gifts are. Open them up, use them, let your gifts flow so you can grow. Let your gifts flow so you can grow. I made that one up. You can become unstoppable when you're using all your gifts. What do you have in your arsenal that you haven't used in a long time? What do people compliment you on? Are you good at talking? Are you a great teacher, trainer? Are you good at writing? Are you good at cooking, designing, fashions, marketing, cleaning, decorating? Are you the next star that's going to be born? Are you great at acting, but just never tried it out? Or just was too shy, or thought, I can't be as good as so-and-so, so why try? Try. Use your skills. You name it, you claim it, but you own it. Stop leasing yourself out to a job. Stop leasing your skills out to a job. Own your gifts and talents. They will make room for you. I know they will. They will make room for you. So find a need, find a talent, fill the need, and solve a problem, and you'll make money every time. Find a need, fill the need, and just do it. And if you're doing something that you're already gifted and talented at, you love what you're doing. And when you love what you're doing and you love it with passion and you become the expert at it, you're going to make money and you're going to help other people. So use your gift to solve problems. Stop hiding your gifts. Unwrap your gifts. Once you identify what your gifts are, take ownership of your gift. Show God that he didn't make no junk, that he made you and he knew exactly what he was doing and that you appreciate it. Show the world what you got. The world is waiting on something that you have. Inventors, if inventors didn't invent stuff, we would be in bad shape. What if the telephone was never invented? What if the regular house phone was invented, but the cell phone wasn't? Some of you don't remember the pay phone, the 10 cent, then the quarter, and then they'll say your 3 minutes are almost up. So what if people hid their talent and their skills? So show them what you got. Prove to the good Lord that you are grateful, that you are passionate, that you are gifted, that you are talented, that you are enough, and own your gifts. Just ask yourself, what do I do, or what could I do that would make me really happy? Do I have the gift that goes along with that, making that? What are some things that you have learned, that you have experienced through formal training or informal, that you can share with other people? You may be a coach. You can share your experiences. You can tell somebody how not to bump their toe, stump their toe, or bump their head. Because you've been there, you've done that. You've been successful at it. What life's lesson can you share about money with someone that's broke? What life's lesson can you share with someone when they're in the middle of life? They're in a season and they don't have time they can't go back, and they don't feel like they have enough time to make up for lost time. What wisdom, what can you share with that person? So I want you, in closing, I want you to make an assessment over this week. I want you to say, where am I? If you really know where you are, how close are you at point A? Where are you trying to go? Where's point B? There's a gap in between. How do you fill the gap? What if your gift is the only thing standing between you making it from point A to point B? What if? And then you never use it. How would it benefit you and others if you played all out? If you said, no limits, I'm unstoppable, I came to the universe to do this. How much better off would the world be? How much better off would those sitting around your table be? How much better off would the relations within your household be? When you wouldn't have lack, when you would know, you would have passion. And for others around you, when you tap into your gift, your haters are going to come out. whether they can find something wrong with the gift and say, oh, you can't do that as well as so and so. Oh, you just acting like you know how to do that. Don't worry about it. Use your gifts, they will make room for you. So when you figure out what's between the gap between point A and point B, figure out how fast you can get there. What's holding you back? And then hold yourself accountable. How can I fill that gap? Where do I need to get the knowledge from? Who do I need to collaborate with? Who has what I need? Like the book. Who moved my cheese? Go find it. Your gifts will open doors for you. Your gifts will ignite your passion. Your gifts will take you from point A to point B. Your gifts will make you shine. Use your gifts. All right, so that's it for tonight. Let me see if I can see who is on Sunday's Best. Renee Williams says she's been retired 3 years and 3 years, be 4 years in June. Wow, that was fast, Renee. Wow. Okay. Let's see. I think I got some others up here, going all the way to the top. Sandra Ellison put one finger up. She's retired. Lavinia, good evening. She has paid herself. Good evening, Faye Gordon. Renee paid herself. Good evening, Olivia. Let's see who else we can find. Rima, thank you for joining us. Let's see, back up here. Sandra Ellison has been retired 6 years. Gloria Moore is a retired banker. She worked in the banking system for 35 years. Gloria, you and Vivian Marie have something in common. She has worked in banking for 53 years. Just reverse those numbers. 35 years and 53 years. And she's working from home now and loving it. She says, ministry for me, preventing folks from losing their homes and teaching them how to understand their mortgage documents. That's what she does. So, as I said, your gifts will make room for you. Let's see. And she says, working by choice. Sophia Bradley says hello. Hello, Sophia. And it's been a while since you've been with us, I believe. Diane Jackson worked for the federal government for 10 years, left them, went to healthcare work, retired for 2 years, and then I went back to work in healthcare again. Ashton, thank you for coming on. Said, great message. Thank you so much. You're very welcome. Let's see. Kim Weiss, everyone has talent. You are correct, Kim. Everyone has talent. They just have to use it or tap into it. Rima says, love it. Let your gifts flow so you can grow. Yeah, I made that one up, Rima. Gloria Moore, if you work 5 days a week for 52 weeks, that is 260 days a year. If you multiply that by 30 years, then that's 7,800 days. That's 7,800 days that you walked by a gift and you didn't open it because you didn't want it to not look pretty. Let me tell you something, folks. There are a lot of looking pretty broke folks. There are a lot of looking pretty sad people. There are a lot of looking pretty people that can be helping other people by unwrapping the gifts in the pretty paper. 7,800 days. Wow. Curiosity ought to kill the cat. You should have thought it, been curious enough to say, if nobody else is picking up this gift, then maybe it's here for me. Marva, she has $2. You did good. Go to the top of the class. Let's see. Marva says she retired in 2012. My niece, Diane Johnson Sledge, she says, I'm late though, but I heard you. And I think Diane may have retired last year in July, if I'm not mistaken, from the federal court system. And my friend Vivian says, great session. So I thank each and every one of you for getting on. And if by chance I missed anybody, I will go back, because I appreciate each and every one of you for jumping on. And if you don't mind, this is a message I think you agree that anybody can grab a nugget from. I want everybody, not a few, everybody that's on this call to share, at least share this with one other person. Share it on your social media. I know you have more than one friend, so share it. I want the word to get around that everybody needs to use their gifts. Even if I tried to use your gift, it's not going to work the same as if I'm using my gift. All right? There's something about using your gift. And I thought while I was writing this, a lot of times why you have haters when you use your gift and it takes you to the top is because they're so busy being critical of you and how you're doing it that they can't make themselves happy by using their own gifts because they're too busy looking in your lane. You know what? Your haters may be more gifted than you are. But the sad part of it is they don't know it. So you got to use your gifts. You got to work it. And you got to work it like you own it. You got to stop leasing your gift out to your employer for life. Even when you sign a lease, it's like a 1 year, 2 year. You don't usually sign up for a sentence. That's like if you're being in prison. You sign up for, you don't sign up. They actually tell you how long you're going to be in there. And by the grace of God, if you can get out a little bit sooner, all the better. But don't sell yourself cheap. Don't put yourself on the clearance rack. Know your worth. And if you're being underpaid, there's such a state as overpaid or being paid more than your worth. And your gifts and skills can be the tool that you need. So don't go to work empty-handed, all right? So don't try to be successful and not use your natural gifts. Have a good night. Have a good life. In fact, have $1 million life.